Hello. So last week I did a Facebook Live for Good Gym Portsmouth, which had some mobilisation exercises for people who had been sitting hunched over a desk all week. Now, we're working in strange times, so a lot of us are working from home at desks that aren't necessarily set up brilliantly. It might be the dining room table repurposed as your office. And also a lot of people are working from laptops, which involves very small keyboards and a lot of kind of hunching over or like moving the mouse and sitting like that. And so it's nice to do a few exercises to help pull those shoulders back and down, open up the chest, and just give you a little bit of extra mobility in and around the shoulders and the neck. So what we're going to do is just start with a shoulder roll. So I want you to roll your shoulders up and back. Now make this as big a move as you can. So really nice big circles. Try and touch your ears with your shoulders almost. Now this might have a few crunches or pops or who knows, but that's okay. We're just trying to warm up the shoulders. Swap to going forwards for me. Now we want to, sometimes this might be a little bit uncomfortable, but we want to, that's okay if it's just feels a bit kind of crunchy and needs a bit of mobilisation. But if you're feeling pain, make sure you go in a smaller circle or do something that is not painful for you. So switch to going back again. So just for 4. And then do 4 more rolls in whichever direction you preferred, forwards or backwards. It really depends on your body as to which feels the best. We're just trying to get a little bit of more movement in those joints, warm them up, get the synovial fluid all warmed up and a bit more fluid really. So next we're going to just warm up the neck. So first of all I want you to look over one shoulder and then over the other. So just look as far as is comfortable for you. Now you can do this sitting at your desk still, that's absolutely fine, or you can do it standing up if you've had enough of sitting down, it doesn't matter. So then go into head nods, so taking the head all the way down, chin towards the chest, really stretching out the back of that neck, and then all the way in the other direction, look right up to the ceiling if you can. And again, this is about your body and your neck and what feels comfortable for you. So just go as far as is okay for your neck. Nice. Then you're just going to release the hands. If you're sitting on a narrow chair, I'm sitting on a couple of yoga blocks, but if you're sitting on a narrow chair, release the hands down. If you're standing up, obviously you can have them down by your sides, that's fine. You're just going to bend down side by side. If you're sitting on a bit of a wide chair, just relax the shoulders, take the arms as wide as they need to be, just so you've got a bit of space. If you want to do it, you could do it with your hands on your waist if you wanted to, but you just get a slightly better stretch if those shoulders are relaxed. And then our final little mobilisation is again for the waist. You can either have your hands down if you're stood up, or bring the arms up if you're sat down, just to get them out of the way, because we're going to twist to the side. Now this is one to be a little bit careful of if you've got any back trouble, but just go as far as is comfortable for you. It might be that one side you can actually twist really quite far round and the other side's a little bit restricted. Just notice that. And when you do these exercises again later, see if that improves or is still the same. Our bodies are all unique and all move in their own strange ways. Lovely, relax the arms down. Now the first sort of exercise we're going to do is called the VW. Nothing to do with camper vans or anything like that. So you're just going to put your arms up in the shape of a V and then down into the shape of a W. So it doesn't matter whether your hands face forward or back, it's up to you, but make it a nice big movement. So really, really stretch up for that V, really bring those elbows back and down for the W. It's almost like you're trying to take them behind you to touch your kind of lower ribs at the back. But by doing that, what we want you to do is really, really squeeze the shoulder blades together. So you should feel this as if you're trying to trap like a pen or a pencil in between those shoulder blades. Do a couple more of these. If you do have a resistance band lying around the house, or an old pair of tights even, it's quite a nice exercise to do, holding onto your resistance band, bringing it down and bringing it back up. It's amazing what you can repurpose into exercise equipment, even an old pair of tights. So relax the arms down there. Check how you're sitting, if you are sitting. Make sure your shoulders are above your hips, and just rock forwards and back a little bit and find that kind of midpoint. Make sure you're sitting on your sit bones. If that means you need to move the fleshy part away, that's absolutely fine. If you're standing up, same, shoulders should be over hips, but try and make sure your hips are also over your knees and ankles, all nicely in alignment. Next up, we're going to do clock arms. So you're going to take one arm up, and then you're going to bring it back down, and then you're going to take it out for about another 5 minutes. So imagine you're at a clock face. 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, coming down to 3 o'clock now, and 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and all the way down to 6. And then the other hand. So if you're on the other side, you do a 12 o'clock, an 11, a 10, etc. So you're just taking the arm back each time at a slightly different angle. It's just moving the shoulder joint about. It's trying to open up that chest and like lift everything forwards into a nice alignment, so it just feels better. Nice one. Next one for you is the arm spiral. So you take your arms down by your sides. It's probably better for you to see if I'm kneeling up for this one. So arms come down by the sides. You can do this sitting if you want. And then you twist the hands all the way around as far as they can go, and then twist them back the other way. So carry on doing this, and as far as you can go. Again, it could be different on either side. It really depends on how your body is working, what your shoulders are like. The main point of this is to move that top arm bone around in the shoulder joint. So you're just opening and closing nicely. When you're doing the open one, really try and bring those shoulders all the way down. The open one, just spiraling back, making sure you're not going back into that hunched position. Okay, one more time. All the way forward and all the way back. Then you're going to take the arms out to the side, and you are going to turn the palms down, round, keep going, and then back the other way. Palms come up and then go round. And again, this is going to be one that is very, very personal to you as to how far you can go. If you want a little challenge for your brain, take one palm down, one palm up, and then try and do the opposite with the other hand. Now the reason I'm flexing that hand is because I'm right next to the wall. Really, you want to be trying to have it in a nice straight line. So if that's too complicated for your brain, please feel free to go back to doing them both the same way. It doesn't matter, as long as you're moving those arms. Relax them down. Take a nice big shoulder roll. A few more. And then just hands down by the side. Squeeze those shoulder blades back. Really open up that chest. A little stretch for the chest. Take the hands, place them on your lower back. Squeeze the elbows together, or you can link the hands behind you if that gives you a better stretch. It's really, really up to you. And relax. Then the other thing that gets really short when we're sitting a lot is our hip flexors. So when you're sitting down, obviously you're in this position. So this muscle here is shortening. So what you want to try and do if you've been sitting for a long time is just stretch that out a bit. So you need to get yourself into a 90-degree position with both legs. So there's a 90-degree there, a 90-degree there. If you want to, you can stand up, you can pop this front leg on a chair. Does exactly the same thing, means you don't have to kneel on the floor if you've got a hard floor. If you want to kneel on a hard floor, just pop a cushion or something underneath your knee just to protect it a little bit. Now what you're going to do is hands on your hips and then tuck your tailbone under, so you're tilting your pelvis. Now you should feel this stretch in the hip flexor when you do that, especially if you've been sitting a lot. You will definitely feel it. Then you're going to take an arm up if you want to deepen the stretch, and if you want to deepen it even further, you lean away from that leg that you're stretching. It's quite a deep stretch, so if that is too deep for you, come back in to the second option. If that one just right at the start is enough, that's enough. Just make sure that that hip is or that pelvis is tucked under. Then release and do it on the other side. So 90 degrees, same again. You want to be 90-90 with the legs. You're tucking the tailbone under. That stretch, you should feel it straight away kicking in, unless you're particularly flexible in the hip flexors already. The leg that's going back, the leg that we're stretching, it's that arm that goes up. And then to deepen it even further, you lean away from that leg. Just be careful that you don't kind of wobble over or anything like that. And come back. So if you have got a space on a wall near you, quite a nice one to do is pop yourself against the wall. Your heels will be about 1 inch, 2 inches away from the wall. Your bottom should be on the wall. Then you squeeze back so your shoulder blades are on the wall, and then you put the back of your head on the wall. Now if you've got your hair in like a ponytail or a bun or something, that is going to jut your chin forward. So pull that out, or do this when you've got a different hairstyle, it's up to you. Pop your head against the wall, pop the shoulders. Really try and open up through the shoulders, shoulder blades back and down, arms relaxing but slightly active, pulling those shoulders down. That is your kind of ultimate posture and what we're aiming for all the time. So you'll notice there's a curve in your lumbar spine. That is what should be there. Your back actually curves. It's not meant to be totally straight. So its strongest shape is when it's in its natural curves. Some people will have a bigger gap here than others. Again, it's down to your own physiology. So just shoulders back and down. It's just a nice little posture check and a nice way to kind of stand up nice and tall. If you are sitting at a desk a lot, do try and get up if you can. If you're doing phone calls or something like that, maybe try and do some of those standing up. If you've got a spare bit of wall near where you are, just do a little posture check now and again throughout the day. Just keep yourselves well. That is it from me. Let me know how you got on. Give us a thumbs up or pop something in the comments, and let me know if you'd want any other kind of home working exercise type things. See you soon. Bye bye.